Hey everyone, this is Homer Star Fan 13 and this is the next video game collection video. This time I'm going to go on the PS1. So unlike the N64 video, I've got a lot more to say about these games because this is the system I grew up with. And I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently this time because usually I would sort of go with first party games and I would do third party stuff. This time I'm going to start with all the games I grew up with. So I'm actually going to start with the licensed games first, as that's the like section I have the most of, and that is probably the ones I have the most memories of. So let's just begin, and we'll start off with what I believe to be the first video game I ever played, or at the very least, my earliest gaming memory, Wacky Races. Yeah, I love this. Well, when I was a child, I loved this game. I love the Wacky Races. It's one of my favourite cartoons, like, of all time. Like, it's definitely my favourite classic cartoon. Like, I really do love Wacky Races, and I do enjoy, like, rewatching it all the time, and all the characters and that are all interesting. And yeah, this is like one of the earliest memories I had, and yeah, loved playing this when I was younger. I've played it again recently. God, this game is bad. I hate to say it because of how many memories this gave me, but oh my god, this is rubbish. This is so bad. It's a shame because I have so many memories of it and I loved it so much, but at least I've still got it. This is actually a new copy. This isn't the copy I had when I was younger. You'll see a lot of these games are games I had to re-buy because I didn't take good care of my games when I was younger, so I lost a lot of them. Or they're all scratched. Like I think I still have the disc, my original disc for this, but it just wouldn't work anymore, so I had to buy a new copy. And this is better because it's actually a complete copy, so it's got all the got the manual and that, and yeah. So yeah. Never go back to the games you used to play because you may not end up liking. You may realise they're actually not very good. Alright, let's move on to. So we'll continue with the Cartoon Network section and start with the other classic cartoon game I have, Flintstones Bedrock Bowling. So yeah, unfortunately I don't have the case for this one. I've just got the disc. In fact, this is a case for a different game. So yeah, this is another game that I used to love to play a lot when I was younger and played it again recently. And it's not terrible. It's just there's nothing really in it. It's cool. So you think by the name of that, it's a bowling game. Huh? It's not a bowling game. It's like you play as like Fred, Barney, or like any of the characters, and you're in like this little dome thing, and you go down like a hill, and then you can like hit bowling pins and that. Huh? It's really weird to describe, and like there's only one course on it. Once you've done the one course, that's it. You've finished. So I was quite shocked when I went back to play this and was like, oh, I'm going to beat this game, and I realised, oh no, I'd actually already beaten it when I was younger. There's nothing else to it. But yeah. I guess wouldn't recommend this game. Alright, next classic one, Tom and Jerry in House Trap. I love Tom and Jerry. Like, I'm actually wearing a Tom and Jerry jumper right now, which is quite funny. And yeah, this is another one of those games I loved when I was younger and recently rebought. I actually recently beat this game, and yeah, it is quite fun. Really good music, I feel. Like, really nice little music. Definitely, like, the best part about this game is it's basically in the style of Tom and Jerry. Like, you play as Jerry, and you've got like, it's basically kind of like I guess you would call it a fighting game, I guess. It's like, you're in like the house, and you're Jerry, and you've got to beat Tom. And then like, you've got to like, set up traps and that. So like, for example, you can go to a TV, and you can turn a TV on, and then they'll get distracted today, and you can hit them. Or you can go to the ironing board, and they'll go past the ironing board, and then it'll slam down on them. Yeah, really good fun. Really, like, they did a good job of taking like the actual cartoon and making it into a proper game. So yeah, if you like Tom and Jerry, really recommend it. Now we're going to the rest of the Cartoon Network stuff. So I talked about this one recently. If you saw my gaming haul video, and that's Powerpuff Girls Chemical Extraction. Yeah, like again. So I don't really want to spend too much time. If you want to see me talk about this game, or I'll leave a link to that video in the description. But yeah, I loved Powerpuff Girls when I was younger, and recently we bought this game. And again, I used to love it when I was younger, but this one's not. It's fine, I guess. It's just a sort of Power Stone-y sort of clone, but yeah, that's all to say about that one. And the last one in the Cartoon Network section, another cartoon show I used to love, Dexter's Laboratory, Mandark's Lab. Yeah, this one's not great either. You'll notice that a lot of these games I have aren't the greatest, because, you know, when you're a child, you don't really like... I also say that right now, there'll be no like Crash Bandicoot, there'll be no Spyro, there'll be no Metal Gear Solid, there'll be none of those games here. Like, there's one Crash Bandicoot game, but it's not the game you're expecting. I'll just say that right now. Don't expect to see any of the heavy hitters in this like old school era, because I didn't buy any of them. yeah, like it's kind of like a minigame collection type thing. So you've got like a racing section, there's like a shooter section, like a sort of racing section, a rhythm game section. Yeah, it's kind of dull. Again, I am planning to do like a big Cartoon Network video series at some point, and so if I ever do it, you'll get to hear more thoughts of this one. So that's about it. Alright, next up, let's do, I guess this is the Disney section now, because Disney own everything. And we'll start off with another game I used to love when I was younger. Muppet Race Mania. I absolutely love this game. I think this game is fantastic. I mean, it's super underrated. Unfortunately, I've not got a proper case for this. This is actually one of the first instances of a game I rebought because I bought online to get an old game back because I loved it so much and my copy just wouldn't work. So like it's in this case, I've never played this game before, so this isn't a game I used to own. But yeah, like it's not like it's kind of a weird type of racing game because like I guess the basic way you could say it's kind of like a racing platformer in cases because they've got like stunt modes in it. Like it's nothing like Mario Kart at all. They actually did their own thing with this, and it's really really good. Really recommend it if you love the Muppets. Pick this game up. It's really fun. Next up, we've got Disney Party Time with Winnie the Pooh. I love Winnie the Pooh. Like he's just look at him. He's so sweet, and Tigger and all that. Yeah, this is like a random sort of. I guess you're kind of a Mario Party type game. Again, I had this game when I was younger and I loved it. I've only played like a little bit. Again, like I'm probably not going to be playing much of this game because again, it's just one of those situations where I'm just happy to have it again. Like. There are a couple of preschool games that I had when I was younger, and part of me does wonder, do I really want to rebuy them? But on the other side of me, but there's the other part of me that goes, well, yeah, for the memories. Like there's a Bob the Builder game I want to get, but I keep thinking like, oh, is it cool to buy a Bob the Builder game when you're like 24? But you know, it's just for the memories, and that's what I just see when I see this game, the memories. Yeah, not really much to say about this one. So this next one's interesting. This is a combo pack. So it's another Winnie the Pooh game, Tigger's Honey Hunt and Donald Duck Quack Attack. Yeah, these two games are really good. Like as I've been getting into collecting, this was a really good thing to get because it's like two games I want in sort of one pack, and it's quite clever the way they've done it. And these games do fit together. Donald Duck is quite interesting because it's kind of like a Crash Bandicoot type game, I think is what people say it is. And yeah, I think it's a really fun little platformer. And this is also and Tigger's Honey Hunt is a good platform as well, especially for young children. So yeah, definitely pick these games up if you love the classic Disney stuff. Alright, so still in the Disney section because unfortunately this is owned by Disney now. Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles. This is actually the only Star Wars PS1 game I still own. There's a couple of games I want to still get, which is Phantom Menace and I think Demolition. I want to get those games as well. I don't think I ever actually owned this game. I just remember I used to play this a lot around like a friend's house. And yeah, when I played this recently, it's not great. But like I said, it's mostly for the memories and that. And this one's got it's got Plo Koon in it. Everyone loves him. That's not even a joke. People actually do love him. And I mean, it's like the first time that we really saw Mace Windu because I think he actually has like a blue lightsaber and instead of a purple one because he obviously hadn't appeared in the films yet. So that's quite fun. But he, actually you can see that on the front cover. He's got a blue lightsaber. So this is obviously before Samuel L. Jackson made sure he had a purple one because he wanted to stand out. The legend Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, I guess if you like Star Wars and you like Phantom Menace, like me, it's a good film. Well, no, it's not a good film, but I just like watching it. Okay, let's not get into the Star Wars debate, otherwise we'll be here all day. I'll move that to the filming channels, the film channels. All right, now on to Marvel, which is unfortunately also Disney. And I'll do these two together because they're basically two sequels. I've got Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro. I've got a lot more to say about this one because so actually there's a funny story about this. I think I had this game when I was younger, and then I was upset. I think I used to rent it a lot, and I was really upset that I didn't have it. So I think I asked my mum, "Oh, can I have this game?" And then she got me this one. But I actually don't mind because I think this game is fantastic. Until Spider-Man PS4, this was probably the best Spider-Man game. I've not played a lot of this one, so I don't really have a lot to say about this. But I think it's sort of the same thing. But yeah, I'll talk about this one more because this one's yeah, this one's great. This was like back in the day where like Spider-Man. Well, first off, it's back in the days where Spider-Man just like web slinged to the ceiling, to the sky, so he didn't actually attach himself to anything. And also when he couldn't go on ground because it was the PS1 couldn't like render it, so it's all smoky and that. Yeah, this actually is a pretty decent game. I think. Yeah, I actually think this might have been one of the first instances of me rebuying an old game because I loved it so much. But yeah, really good game. Again, love Spider-Man. Definitely pick it up. Another Marvel game, this is technically Disney as well now. X-Men Mutant Academy 2. This is just a very generic sort of fighting game with X-Men characters in it. I think Spider-Man's in it as well too, which is quite funny. But yeah, not much to say about it, except for the fact that even though this is like Mutant Academy 2, obviously there was Mutant Academy 1, as I'm sure you can tell because there's a 2. But if you look it up, it's the same game. I am not making this up. If you pause this video, type in X-Men Mutant Academy 1, watch that video, then watch a video on Mutant Academy 2, and you will realise that these two are the exact same game. I was shocked when I saw it. I was looking up videos of Mutant Academy 1, of like, because I'm trying to get all the X-Men games as well, so I want to get that one. And when I saw it, I couldn't believe my eyes, and the fact that this is pretty much the same game. I'm shocked. So this is technically a terrible game when you think about it, because this is the same game as the first one. And actually they took some, and then EA looked at this and went, "That's a great idea, let's have a FIFA." Yeah. Still alright though, I think it's decent. And again, another game which is now Disney, another franchise which is now known by Disney, Simpsons Wrestling. The case for this one is actually a Dragon Ball GT Final Belt, but I haven't got that one. I haven't rebought that one yet, so yeah. Simpsons Wrestling. This game is flipping awful, but I still love it. I know it's one of those games where you know the game's a bit rubbish, you know it's a bit crap, but you can't stop loving it because there's just something about it. Again, a game I had when I was younger, and I loved playing it, and like this was like the only Simpsons game I had. You know, it was long before Hit and Run and Road Rage came out. But so obviously it's Simpsons, so I just loved playing it. But it's so jank. It's so jank. I really want a. I mean, you mentioned this on my previous videos. Matt Muscles. I really hope he does a video on this because he does the worst fighting games ever. I'd like to see him do a video on this because I think that'd be quite fun. And obviously he loves Simpsons as well, so yeah, I keep requesting that. But I'm sure he's got loads of videos. He's got a lot of requests below. Right, now we've got the Nicktoons section. So this is SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge. This one's another game that's not great, but I think this is like one of the earliest SpongeBob games. Like this is the first console one. I guess for like the first game, I think it's okay, but of course, nothing's going to be Battle for Bikini Bottom. It's like a 2D platform type thing. It's just really sort of awkward. It's got some really awkward designs to it. But again, if you like SpongeBob, I think you can. Obviously, like if you, as I sort of mentioned, like these are just games I like to rebuy. Actually, I think this might have been one of the few games I actually kept. Yeah, I've actually kept this one. This is actually my original copy, which is nice. So yeah, not great, but it's SpongeBob, so we can't hate it too much. Oh, now this is a game this is a lot of nostalgia for me. Rugrats Search for Reptar. Yeah, I loved Rugrats when I was younger, and I love this game. Again, I know it's a bit rubbish, but I can't hate it. It's so fun. It's so like, yeah, like just little. I don't really know what you can. It's not a platformer type game. It's just like it's a baby simulator, I guess. You know, because Rugrats is definitely the best baby simulator. You can like just. I think like each level is like a different episode. So like you've got like, oh, what was the name of they got the creepy robot game guy. I can't remember his name. And there's like a level where you go and do. You get stuck in the toy store, and there's like the golf stuff, which is fun. And then you end up at the end of the game. You play as Reptar, which is just awesome. So yeah, love Rugrats. Pick this up. I haven't got the other games. I haven't got the other PS1 games like Studio Tour yet, but yeah, I remember having that one as well. But this one's good. Now I've got the last one, Nicktoons Racing. Yeah, this one's good. This is a pretty decent racing game. Unfortunately, this is all I've got. I haven't got the case for it. But yeah, like just decent little racing game with Nicktoons characters in it. I'd almost say I prefer this more to the recent Switch game, to be honest. It's got a lot of like like the track designs are a lot better in this game. It really does feel like you are racing around different like worlds and that. Yeah, if you can find this, I'd definitely give it a try. And it's got a lot of the classic characters in it. So you've got Cat Dog, Stimpy's in it. Yeah, Stimpy's in it, not Ren, which is weird. And no Nigel Thornberry, which is also kind of frustrating. And no Rocco. Actually, now that I think about it, there's actually a lot of characters missing in this game. There's no Nigel Thornberry, no Rocco, no Ren. You got only SpongeBob and Patrick interesting because I think SpongeBob had just aired at this point. So it's kind of weird to be going back to Nicktoons and Nickelodeon without SpongeBob, before SpongeBob and that, because he's not, even though he's there, he's not as popular as he is going to be. I think the Rugrats are still the most popular characters. So yeah, that's it about that one. Now these are kind of like, I guess I would sort of call these like just the other sort of games. Actually, a lot of these are racing games. Okay, I'll do the racing games for. Actually, I'll do this one first because it's not a racing game. We've got SmackDown 2. What's this? And the Casey's Digimon Rumble Arena, which again I haven't got a copy of yet, which is a shame because I really want this game again. I loved it. But yeah, back to SmackDown 2. Yeah, like just. So funny story about this. I had this game before I was a wrestling fan, so I had this game. I used to play this game a lot when I was younger, but I wasn't a wrestling fan yet, so I didn't. I guess it's like we didn't. It's just weird how I loved this game, but I wasn't. So I remembered I really liked playing as Rikishi. This was the game that made me really like Rikishi. He's one of my. If you like OSW review, he's my boy, you know. And I also like playing as the Hardys and the Undertaker as well. So like I think a lot of my like I have a lot of like knowledge of the Attitude Era and that because of this game. Because I remember all the characters from this game, so I remember like Right to Censor and that because they were in here. So yeah, this is probably one of my favourite of the classic ones. So yeah, this is what I was sort of saying in my N64 video, is that I like this more than WF No Mercy, but I think that's just because I grew up with this one. So I find it hard to go back to the No Mercy because I just find the controls aren't what I'm used to. So yeah, again, like yeah, I just think this is the best PS1 wrestling game because there's quite a few of them and a lot of them aren't great. We'll be seeing a couple of them in the next section, but yeah, pretty decent. So now we've got loads of licensed racing games. What is in just one? Cubics, Robots for Everyone. Does anyone remember this show? Huh? No? Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I remember watching this show when I was younger, but I don't remember anything about it. And this is a very generic, very bland racing game, huh? Like it's kind of like a top-down perspective, and it's just really, really boring. I can't remember the last time I played this, but yeah, not great. Nothing else to really say about that one. Oh, here's one I love. Lego Racers, original Lego Racers. A lot of people say the PS1 version of this game isn't very good, but I don't really get where they're coming from because I haven't really played the other versions, but I think this is a pretty decent version of it. Yeah, I absolutely love this game. It's just really sort of fun and a lot of nice sort of content in it. Like you can build your own cars and that. I'm sure I'm not the only one who just built cars with lots of bricks in them. I think everyone did that, and really blooming hard as well. Really bloody hard this game. I still haven't beaten like Circuit 3. But yeah, still very fun. And I would really like them to make another Lego Racers game. Come on. Like again, mentioned this in my Switch videos. Like I'm getting tired of the recent Lego games. I would love them to do something more unique. Do a racing game again. I would really like Lego Racers 3. Come on. Not much to say about this one. Formula 1 97. Actually, I do have a sort of story about this one. So I definitely remember playing the Formula 1 game when I was younger and trying to find like the game that I used to play. It was so hard. Eventually, I found out it was this one, and I was very happy. When I found it at the register shop, I got it immediately. Because again, I just remember really loving this game when I was younger. Me and my brother used to play this all the time. And yeah, again, nothing much to say. It's just an F1 game, but still pretty fun. Here we go, another sort of fun game like that. Colin McRae Rally 2.0. For some reason, my copy is like upside down. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, this is a very decent rally game. I actually really like the rally games. They are quite fun and quite interesting. But yes, it's weird. It's all upside down. But yeah, I would really again. Not really much to say about it. It's just fun rally game, and just one I really loved playing when I was younger. Yeah. And last one, the racing game. So this will be the start of a smaller section, which is games I used to play around my auntie and uncle's house. So first off, we've got South Park Rally. Yes, I used to play this when I was younger. Yeah, I didn't know what South Park was when I was a child, so I had no idea that that South Park was a really rude show. And yet I used to play it all the time, huh? But yeah, it turned out okay. So, yeah, like, okay, I should have mentioned, this game was also bloody awful. This is probably one of the worst racing games. Actually, no, I played worse racing games, but this one's not great. It's one of those situations where, like, they try to do, like, it's obviously trying to be a Mario Kart thing, but then they're like, oh, we can't just be just Mario Kart, we've got to do our own thing. So instead of just going around tracks, we've got to do, like, checkpoint races, and then, like, each section has a different, like, mini game you have to do. It's just, like, it's not fun. And, like, there's no cheats in it at all, so you can't, like, just unlock everything from the start. You have to go through story mode. And actually, I think if I remember rightly, I did this game, and I went to story mode, and then the game crashed halfway through, and I don't think you can save your progress during story season mode. You've got to do it all in one go. So the game crashed, and then so I had to go for the start, and yeah, no thanks. But yeah, really bad, not a great game, but I am hoping to get the other South Park games on PS1, or maybe on N64, I'm not sure yet. And here's the other game I used to play around my auntie and uncle's house all the time. Everybody's Golf 2. I believe this is known as Hot Shots Golf in America. Yeah, just a decent sort of golf game. He was our favourite. We used to play as him all the time. Huh? Yeah, I remember I got the recent Everybody's Golf for PS4, but I didn't enjoy it because I felt it just didn't have as much personality as this one did. Like, I was expecting to have, like, you know, he's not in it anymore. There's no characters like him, and I feel like that's kind of that was the appeal of this game for us. We just loved playing it because of the characters. But yeah, I think me and our brother should play this. We need to play this one day because we used to play this all the time around this house. Around my auntie and uncle. Yeah, so I guess this is just like a random. These are just the last few random games I've got. Oh, this is another racing game, I guess. Radical Bikers. Now this was, I believe, this was an arcade game or something. Oh well, yeah, this is another case where, like, this is Wipeout 3. I don't have that game anymore, but yeah, sorry. Yeah, Radical Bikers. This is like a. So I believe in this game you play the pizza guy. You have to play the pizza man, huh? And you've got to, like, try and race another person to get to deliver the pizza. It's actually not terrible. It's actually a nice, decent little arcade game. Yeah, I don't know. I think this might have only been released in Europe or something. I can't remember. I think I read that this didn't come out in America, which is a shame because it actually is a pretty decent game. Huh? If you can find a copy of it, I would recommend it. It's quite fun. Alright, okay, this is an interesting one. This is Micromaniacs. So yeah, this is like a Micro Machines type thing, but instead of, like, racing, you have to, like, instead of driving cars, you've got to, like, you don't kind of, like, do a running thing, and you're, like, again, really weird characters in that. And, like, yeah, pretty decent game. I used to play this game all the time as a child, and just very kind of weird, a very different kind of Micro Machines type game. Yeah. Next up, this is actually, I think this is the most recent one I bought. Yeah, Space Invaders, the classic Space Invaders. This is an interesting PS1 version. I think this was around a time when all these arcade games started getting, like, weird reboots. Like, I think there's a Pong reboot on PS1, and I think there was a Defender reboot, and I think there's an Asteroids one as well. Obviously they were trying to modernise the sort of arcade games, and this one's pretty decent. Again, I had a lot of fun playing this when I was younger. I think I remember my grandma got me this. I think, like, because I used to go around to her house all the time, and I think they had a PS1 there. And I think she bought me this so I had something to play. And yeah, pretty decent. Again, this is obviously like a newer copy because I don't have my old one. And this is the last one in the classic games I grew up with. And here's this is the Crash Bandicoot game that I'm sure you're not expecting. Crash Bash. Yep, didn't have Crash 1, didn't have Crash 2, didn't have Crash 3. I did have Crash Team Racing, but that copy just doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, I had Crash Bash. Yeah, this is another one of those games where, like, I kind of know it's not great, but I still have fun with it because of my nostalgia and that. I actually did recently beat this game, and yeah, the later levels get really annoying. Like, because some of the missions are fun. Some of the mini games are fun. Like, I really like that one. I think, yeah, the ball one, and I really like the polar bear ones. I hate that one. I hate the pogo stick one. That one's just the worst. When you've got to do, like, the missions for that game, I hate it so much. But yeah, pretty decent game. I actually wouldn't mind them doing, like, a new Crash Bash type game. I think that would be quite fun. Jump cut. Alright, so I decided to start a new recording so this one doesn't run out just in case this runs over. But I'm going to do this all in one video because these last few aren't going to take too long. In fact, I'll start with another game I've already talked about in my other video, Incredible Crisis. Yeah, very interesting sort of wacky game. Yeah, I think it's based on a Japanese arcade game actually. It's just really weird and really funny. I remember just seeing this on a very old Guru Larry video, and it just looked quite fun. So when I saw a copy of it recently, I just picked it up because it looked fun. Alright, and next up. Oh sweet, it's Gex Night. I love Gex Night. Yep, I had to get Gex. I had to get Gex. Ever since Scott the Warriors' video started, I realized I knew I needed to get the Gex games. This is sadly the only one I have. This is, I believe, Gex 3. You know, because you start on the third one and then you go to the first one. Yeah. Actually, this one's quite interesting. I think this is because like in the UK, Gex is always voiced by a different character, is voiced by a different actor, and in this game, I believe he's voiced by the same guy who voiced Cat in the Red Dwarf, which is quite interesting. I think he fits the role quite well, a lot better than the one who was here for Gex 2. Yeah, just traditional platformy game, and it's not bad. I've not really played much of it, but yeah, it is a pretty good game. I know, obviously people meme on Gex, but I think he actually isn't a bad character. I actually wouldn't mind them doing a Gex reboot. Like if they did a Gex reboot, I would be absolutely on board for it. I think it would be really fun. Yeah, bye Gex. Oh sweet, the Gex Night. No, just joking. Yeah, Tekken 3. There you go, Tekken 3. Yeah, one of the things I really want to get into is the Tekken series. So I've got a lot of the Tekken games so far, and this is the only PS1 game I've got. Yeah, this one, I think this is like probably the best one, Tekken 3. Like this is the one. I think this one's got the. I think this has got the dinosaur character in it, Gon. Like I think he's only in this version, I believe. But yeah, really good. Oh, I don't know what's happened there. That's a shame. But yeah, really, obviously, classic PS1 fighting game. If you like Tekken, I'd recommend sort of going through all the Tekken games. Yeah, really fun. Again, not really much to say about it. I've not really played much of it, but yeah. And now the last few ones, we just got all the wrestling games. Again, I've not really got much to say about these ones because they're the wrestling games, but first I've got WWF Warzone. I don't like this game. I don't like these versions of the wrestling games. I just think they're just too awkward, and like they try to overcomplicate it, which is why I'll do that one then, just do the other one. That's why these games did so much better. So this is the very first SmackDown game. Like when I started off the collecting, I wanted to just get all the SmackDown versus the games in this series, because this is the series that's still going to this day. Yeah? So this is like WWE 2K22 started with this sort of this game, and I've got all the games in this series, and that's really cool. So I mean, this game actually came out the same year as SmackDown 2, so it's like just a weaker, worse version of SmackDown 2. But yeah, I definitely prefer SmackDown over Warzone. This just got really too complicated controls, but this one was a lot more simple. Yeah, that's all to say about that. Next up we got WCW Mayhem. This is another terrible game. Like, just really awkward controls, and just again they just try too hard to be sort of complex, and it's like you don't need to do that. You don't need to be complex. You just need to do the games normally. You know, that's just what you got to do. And I think you don't need to make everything too complicated. Yeah. And this is actually the very last game in this video. Another game I really don't like. This is called Power Move Pro Wrestling. This is one of those weird boxes where it's like sort of like this. I don't know why they like this, but yeah, this game is terrible. I mean, I've heard people say they like this game, and maybe I'm just missing something, but I just thought this was just really too complex and that. Maybe I need to go back and play these games at some point to give them like a fair shot, but yeah. Also, it's Power Move Pro Wrestling, but then you go look here and it says Pro Wrestling Power Move. Make up your mind, game! Make up your mind! So yeah, that's all the PS1 games. That was quite fun actually to go through all those old games and all the games I used to have when I was younger. Hope you enjoy it, and I think next up will probably be the PS2 video. That's going to be the longest video of the series. So, bye!